These are the geography facts that quietly redraw the map, where borders, terrain, and local rules change what places become. From New York to Switzerland to Alpine Europe, every story shows location shaping the outcome. High Bridge in New York City had a bridge in its name, but the city's bridge office did not treat it like one. The New York City Department of Bridges handled what counted as a bridge. That office had to sort names, functions, and city routes. High Bridge was treated differently because it worked as an aqueduct structure, not just a traffic crossing. It carried water across space. That classification changed its place in the city. It sat in the landscape as water infrastructure, not an ordinary road link. So the landmark stood between two categories: bridge in name, aqueduct in function. What remained was a stone span carrying water over the gap. Lothan District asked to leave Bern, but the border move could not stay local. Switzerland made the whole country weigh in. Lothan District sat in the northwest, inside the canton of Bern. For decades, the Lothental question kept the district tied to a disputed border. In 1994, the transfer to Basel-Landschaft needed more than local approval. A nationwide referendum confirmed the canton change. That meant the district line changed only after voters across Switzerland accepted it. The decision carried the force of the whole state, not one valley. On the map, Bern gave way to Basel-Landschaft. A redrawn district line now cut across the Lothental Valley near Laufen. In one Venda settlement, mountains and pools were not just scenery, they marked rank in the landscape. Venda kings were associated with mountains, while subordinate rulers were associated with pools. Those roles gave the land a social meaning. So placement followed hierarchy. Space was arranged to match who belonged with high ground and who belonged near water. That meant the settlement itself carried rank. The layout turned belief into a visible pattern of place. A ridge, a pool, and a cluster of homes could all point to the same order. In the landscape, hierarchy sat beside the water. On Pyapon Mountain, jewelry is supposed to disappear from sight. Necklaces, rings, and bright metal do not stay on display. The place is Pyapon Mountain, where local custom names Pyapon Tong Shinma. In that setting, visible adornment is treated as offensive. The rule is simple: if jewelry can be seen, it should be hidden. Visibility itself is the problem, not the value of the metal. That changes dress at the mountain edge. People arrive with pockets, cloth, and careful hands instead of open display. So the custom reaches down to the body itself. Before entering the mountain area, hands tuck necklaces and rings out of sight. Some Washington State ferries carry names with tribal significance. On a ferry fleet, that is a very specific kind of map. These vessels move people across waterways all over Washington. The fleet is a transportation network on water, not just a set of boats. The names do more than label hulls. They connect routes to tribal geography and identity, so the fleet carries meaning as it moves. That changes the public identity of the system. A crossing becomes part of a regional map shaped by place, routes, and names. So when a ferry pulls away, its name travels with it. The route, the water, and the shoreline all stay linked to that vessel. Inside Vancouver's Chinatown, a pagoda phone booth is not for calls. Visitors step in and listen to stories instead. That booth sits inside the Chinatown Storytelling Center. It is in Vancouver, British Columbia, and focuses on Chinese-Canadian personal stories. The center is run by the Vancouver Chinatown Foundation. Curators use the booth as a listening room for memory, not as a street phone. That turns a small street object into a community archive. The booth gives one person a quiet place to hear many lives. The result is simple and human. In the middle of Chinatown, voices meet one listener inside a booth beside the street. Henry Phipps Plaza West filled up in New York City without a formal ad campaign. People heard about it and the spaces went fast. That mattered in a dense market, where one address sits among many others. In Manhattan, location can shape who notices a building first. The building was promoted only by word of mouth. That means conversations, not ads, carried its name through the city. Reputation and location did the heavy lifting. Within a year of opening, the building was fully occupied. No billboard had to pull attention from the avenue. The occupied tower stood in the skyline, with the street and its conversations below. Liechtenstein's Olympic medals all came from the Winter Olympics. For a country smaller than many cities, that medal line is startlingly narrow. Liechtenstein debuted at the Olympics in 1936. Since then, it has sent teams to almost every Games, missing only the 1952 Winter Olympics and the 1956 and 1980 Summer Olympics. The first medal arrived at the 1976 Winter Olympics. Alpine skiing carried it, when Hanny Wenzel took bronze in the women's slalom. 2 years later, Wenzel won gold in the giant slalom. That put Liechtenstein's strongest Olympic results firmly on winter snow and ice. In a country built around steep slopes, winter sport fit the landscape better than any summer field. A small flag and a medal ribbon can sit beside the same mountain track. If one place can change a bridge, a border, or even a settlement layout, the map is never just a backdrop. Subscribe for more geography facts, and comment which location changed the rules most for you.